A very good evening, everyone. We welcome you all to the jewel of Western India, Gujarat. This is a city that has been promoting a lot of things in the nation, from the various sporting activities to the growth of culture and also education as well. And here we are at the juncture of history as we are all set for the second game of the ongoing Gujarat Super League. This clash is going to be in the Eka Stadium. So, of course, this clash is between Karnavati Knights and Saurashtra Spartans. It's at Eka Arena, rather, by Trans Stadia. And it's slightly hot out there today, 37 degrees centigrade. So, of course, you can expect the heat to be fluctuating throughout. But then it's an entire heat wave sweeping across the entire city. When we talk about heat, though, when we talk about thrill and excitement, expect no dearth of it on the footballing pitch. Both the teams, they will be hoping for positive results. They'll be hoping for something to have a smile with, something to open their campaign with. And it's going to be, expect an absolute swashbuckler to unfurl. The home side for today's game is the Karnavati Knights. Of course, goes without a saying that these players will be playing a crucial role in the upcoming contest, and obviously they will try and show.
Yeah, I'm the assistant coach of Karnavati Knights, and I've been assigned today to speak on behalf of the head coach Dharmesh Patel. So yeah, it's a good feeling over here. Like the atmosphere and the ground is also great. So the boys also will enjoy playing on the pitch. Yeah, expectations, we are going game wise. Okay, one game at a time, and we hope to do well. Yeah, we are going tactically. Whatever the coach has decided, we have planned accordingly, and we hope that the boys give their best and give their best on the pitch.
That was Mr. Pinto sharing his thoughts with us, the assistant manager of the Karnavati Knights. And now this is the dressing room for Saurashtra Spartans.
Because before the new administration came in, we just had small leagues. We started with state league, and now with GSL coming in, I think it will empower the players. Not only that, the other districts and the state will encourage the encouragement for the players to develop and go further. I think that's the key to this GSL, and I think as they're expecting, they're going to add a few more teams. The more teams that comes along with corporates taking part, you will see that now they can challenge in the I League 3 and go beyond. I think that's a game changer. Uh, is to enjoy. The players are ready. They have to. Our target is obviously every team has the target to go and play in the final. That is our target as well. Besides that, we prepare the team accordingly to each game that comes along, and we'll see what happens on the day.
That was Mr. Anil Patel bearing his hearts out. Well, of course, this collision between the Knights and the Spartans, that is going to be an important one because we are just starting off. So obviously, both the teams would be hopeful of putting up quite a resonating show here. And now stepping onto the fields, the Warriors are in the center. The Knights dressed in their red and blue, wherein the Saurashtra Spartans dressed in their yellow. And we have our dignitaries exchanging pleasantries with the player, of course, for them as well. It's a massive moment. And it's always good to see the way Gujarat is promoting this platform. This is like a very good platform for the youngsters to showcase their talents. A massive moment for the Gujarati Football Association as well. And as we brace ourselves, for everyone hooked onto the screens of FIFA Plus and Sportscast India, this is match number 3 of the Gujarat Super League. The two teams all set to rock and roll. We'll try and quickly introduce you to the playing 11 of both the sides if possible. And that's a starting 11 for Karnavati Knights. Vishal Dubey under the sticks. Rohit Fartial, Sashank Rana, Say Joseph Haukif, Kamlesh Ramsingh Bhai Ratwa, Irfan Abbasi, Yash Chudasma, Sunil Singh, Pratik Swami, their captain, and Sijo, and they are playing under the chaperonage of Dharmesh Patel. The substitutes are Sogat Shah, Vishesh Pandey, Kuldeep Thakur, Daniel Patel, Ashraf Ansari, Suryadeep Singh Gohil, Safwan Patel, and Kaushik Panchal, Jayashveer Singh as well. For the Spartans, with Nikhil Deka under the sticks, they'll be playing Saujanya Kapil, Yash Shurve, Digyas Deka, Ashraf Hussain, Tathagat, Moinuddin, their captain, Rudra Chetri, Siddharth Shukla, Joel Ahmed, Dhruv Sharma, their head coach, Mr. Anil Patel. Then in the bench, they have Vishal Yadav, Zidan Momin, Santosh Parmar, Kushal Latvi, Vedant Arya, their goalkeeper, Jay Rajada, their goalkeeper, Jignesh Parmar, Pratham Somani, and Somil Fulani, apologies. And the two captains for the day, Moinuddin leading the Spartans and Pratik Swami leading the Knights. Our officials, William Skoshi, an experienced referee, Pratik Bajaj and Rubit Gupta, the assistant referees, and Abhinav, the fourth official. So for all of them, this is a big occasion. Mr. Dinesh Nair, one of the most seasoned officials, is a match commissioner, taking over the reins. It goes without a saying that this is another electric and exciting contest for all of us. Final hurdle, where at the moment it is being discussed about the final strategies, a few quick words being said before this match unfurls ahead of us. Also, if any changes or any subtleties that possibly need to be introduced, this hurdle, it's all about galvanizing each other into some serious action, and also the final stratagems that can be thrown out onto the ground, where the opposition kind of turns bamboozled or gobsmacked. But at the end of the day, they were talking about how Gujarat, with this initiative of Gujarat Super League, is providing a massive platform. This is like an opportunity for all the teams to showcase their talent. The coach of Karnavati Knights, Mr. Dharmesh Patel, is just in the frame a few moments ago. And here we go. William Skoshi blowing the whistle gets us underway. Attacking on your frame from the right to the left, dressed in their signature yellow, are the Saurashtra Spartans. Attacking on your frame from the left to the right, dressed in their red and blue, are the Karnavati Knights. And Karnavati Knights into the attack, straight away from the right. Looking around for a bit of crossing space, the cross comes in eventually. A good-looking opportunity created by Kamlesh from the right. Could have been a fine way to kickstart proceedings. That is why, they say that you've got to keep your eyes on the ball always. You've got to be very, very careful about where you are proceeding from, how you are carving open the opportunities. But nonetheless, the match has just started. With just 51 seconds on the clock. You would see a lot more of them, particularly with the likes of such talented players in the mix. Obviously, they'll be famished as well. They'll be hopeful. They have promised to showcase their flair and prowess. So that's a lovely through ball there coming in from the Spartans. However, it has been taken care of. A bit of clip from the back, but the referee says that's absolutely by the book. So no fouls intended. Oh, that's a good interception there. This can be a chance for the Knights, but kind of running into a cul-de-sac there, featuring a couple of defenders, which means despite the aggression, despite the salvo, the Knights have been denied to make their moves. Another quick throw taken in. Trying to control the ball as possible there. The Knights looking good enough. This is their home game. This can be an opportunity once again from the right, cutting back in sharply. Goes for that long ranger. Kamlesh is looking dangerous at the moment. He's already had a couple of chances. He's created that one, the first one. He was involved in those couple of chances. A sensational cross from the right. And then a lovely cutback. But then he was not particularly in that angle. He couldn't really get himself that angle from where he was looking forward with the shot. You need it slightly closer. This can be another opportunity, but this time shoots one. For the Skies, they've got to do better. The Knights will have to understand that chances won't just keep on deluging throughout the game. So whatever early chances you're getting up, you've got to take them with arms wide open. And the Saurashtra Spartans, of course, for them as well. This is an opportunity to try and break free. Saurashtra Spartans trying to control it from the left. A slightly heavy touch on that occasion. Allows a throw in for the Knights. And for everyone who's made this magical tournament, who's made this magical platform happen here. That's a foul. That's a push from behind. You've got to be careful. That was Rudra Chetri, who had a very gentle nudge on the player of the Knights from back. So you've got to be careful. You cannot just risk it all. It's a free kick, an opportunity. Rohit Fartial will be possibly launching that. He's taken a lateral pass though, through to that central channel. Back to Rohit on the right. Rohit looking for more space. Rohit comes up with a cross. Danger looming large on the horizon. The defender stepping up, eventually trading that away for a corner. And that's the first set piece of the evening. That could have been risky here for the Saurashtra Spartans. The Spartans are kind of living a very tough life at the moment as the Knights keep on knocking on their doors. Another chance, another set piece here. Kamlesh is going to whip that in. Not too many players of the Knights in the box, so here comes the Spartans. A lovely bit of defensive work and an absolute screamer. Off a side volley there, but that has been denied entrance. Looks like it's taken a deflection along the way, which means another corner. The Karnavati Knights, they've come alive, they've come ablaze. And Kamlesh, that was a sensational corner, to be honest. Here come Kamlesh once again. Another flatter opportunity created. Danger's not over. It keeps on lingering on from the edge of the box. A nice chip there, but that was not going to bother Nikhil Deka. He collects that comfortably enough. And the ball's back with the Spartans as they set back. And eventually knock one forward. Knock one downtown to be precise. Didn't really have much precision. Didn't really have much target on that. Could have been better. That's another lovely cross. Turns around, twists and turns. The Knights once again on the lookout for an opportunity. That's $1 million through ball. But Nikhil Deka, you've got to give him the plaudits there. Had it not been for Nikhil's immaculate outing, that could have been some serious danger looming large on the horizon of the Spartans. Spartans are under constant threat here from the Knights, and the Knights are relentless. They are kind of brutal. They want to keep on going forward with all their attacks. That's another lovely release onto the left there. A lovely cut back as well. Well said. Kamlesh may have a shooting chance, but the ball's fallen back for the Knights as they regroup. Launches one into the box, but kind of looked like an emasculated delivery. Could have been better. Could have been far better. And now coming in from the right there, taking their time. Goes for a back flick, eventually sends it back to their own player. The Spartans looking for more support, looking for more help, and kind of clearing the ball dangerously. Rudra Chetri not really able to control, bring in a second header there. Balls again fallen back for the Spartans. Spartans just happy. Oh, that's poor. That is poor. You've got to do better than that. You're playing a top flight league like GSL. You've got to be more accurate with your passes. You just can't give them away, and that too almost in the very mouth of your defensive unit. You've got to be crucial. You've got to be careful. Oh, that's another long ball, and that's the first goalkeeper of the Knights, Vishal Dubey, has been summoned into action. Does well. Eventually comes out of his position. And yes, we were talking about the men and the women who made this happen. For everyone who has turned GSL into a pretty decent league, to be honest. The owners of the sides as well. We'll talk about that though. At the moment, the Knights may have a chance to try and test their luck. Again, Kamlesh onto the right. He's been a pretty active resource on the right wing. And the sensational delivery coming in from the right, but that was denied by the keeper. The Knights still relentless at the moment in famished. That is an excellent bit of work through the gate stand. What a sensational strike! Created that opportunity from the left. The other was extremely acute. But then when you have sharpshooters with the likes of their captain, Pratik Swami, you would see these crazy goals. That was shot with precision. That was hammered into the bottom left corner. There's nothing much that Nikhil Deka could have done. A brilliant strike start proceedings, and the Knights eventually fructifying all their belligerence. What a stunning moment. Drawing first blood is none other than the skipper once again, Pratik Swami. Kept on tucking away at the ball, and eventually one moment of concentration lapse from the Spartans, and it went through their gates, and Pratik Swami, quick to latch onto that, took another touch, set himself up, and boom, right into the bottom left corner of the net. That's what belligerence looks like. That's what gung-ho looks like. And the Karnavati Knights say, we are here to stay. And now the Spartans from the left. This can be an opportunity. Once again, Rudra Chetri comes in with the cross with Vishal Dubey. He had his bases covered as the ball was nowhere close enough to the goal post. The first infringement that had a bit, I won't say venom, but that had a bit of impending threat, if that to be precise. The Knights come knocking on the doors again. But not to be. Well defended by the Knights. And now the Spartans, they may have some space ahead of them. This can be a chance for them as well. Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv trying to find some space out there. Eventually looks like it's a goal kick. Dhruv kind of took it a bit too far on that occasion. Was kind of driving left. He needed support. So a possible back flick. Once again, a closer look at the goal. Excellent work by Pratik. Right through the gates of Yash Shurve. Set himself up. And the way he released, the way he pulled the trigger, bam, on target. No chance for Rudra Chetri. He got his feet on. Most likely it would have been an own goal, nothing more than that. That is how good the shot was. But then again, I reckon the Spartans can do better in terms of defense. Back with the Spartans again. Nihil Deka. He had to pull off a couple of saves, one of those outings. That was absolutely brilliant. And yes, again, now finally back to the individuals who have made this possible. They've come together. The owners of every team, Ahmedabad Avengers, one of those 6 teams playing, and the owners of the Avengers are Shalin Patel and Sahil Patel. The Gandhinagar Giants, it's Mr. Prashant Sangvi. For the Karnavati Knights, the team that is leading right now, they are being owned by Yash Shah and Advaita Patel. For Vadodara Warriors, it's Mr. Kamlesh Gohil. For Surat Strikers, it's Mr. Alkesh Patel. And for the Spartans, it's Mr. Kushal Patel. So yes, a pretty renowned name, to be honest. And all of this individuals contributing saliently to the Indian footballing circuit as well as the Gujarat footballing circuit. So obviously their contributions would be going down in history as well. This can be a chance for the Spartans. Again from the left, it's Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv Sharma hoping for support. Support arrives in the form of Rudra Chetri. Rudra Chetri trying to find a bit of space there through the legs of the player, through the legs of Kamlesh in fact. But Kamlesh, he's been an absolute live wire. Looks like there was a bit of foul play involved. The referee blowing the whistle, laying down the law. Of course, William Skoshi, he's been a part of this year's I-League as well. So comes on with a boatload of experience altogether. Then eventually you've got to understand that it is for men like these, William Koshi, it is for individuals like these, to be precise, apologies to that, individuals like these, to be precise, that Indian football can still strive, can still dream. And William Koshi, of course, has been quite a reckoning force in the arcade, in the echelons of Indian match officials. And now back with the Knights as they try and switch flanks from the left there. Switches us further forward. Can be an opportunity. A bit of tussle out on the far left there. But the Spartans does well enough. Gets the ball out of the playing field. Which means it's going to be another throw-in for the Knights as they zero in on their target. They are closing down. They are creating chances. And they can be the ones to watch out for. At the moment, the Knights will be more goals, of course, for all teams that are out here in action. They like to have their insurance goals, because a one goal cushion is never really easy. Well, that's another long ranger. Kind of an effort by Rohit Fartial to try and take it on the half turn, but shots like that are usually not easy to take. Because truth be told, when you're taking a side volley, your point of contact, your balance, all of they come into the factor. And when you're not able to create that for yourself, then it is just going to go down as a miscued effort. Let's see if the Spartans have it in them, what it takes to turn around in a list. Because first and foremost, more than the score sheet, more than the goal, what will be more important for them is that they start getting back in this game. They kind of have been overran altogether in terms of possession, in terms of ball control, in terms of midfield control as well. The Knights have been all over them. Kamlesh, what an evening this has been for him. Just 13 minutes on the clock, and Kamlesh has made the sticker look like a ticking one of torment for the Spartans. And the Spartans, not exactly so far. They are chasing shadows and windmills. That's another lovely through ball. This can be danger. Here comes another opportunity, this time possibly Rohit coming in with the cross. It has been denied. Could have been further trouble for the Spartans, even though the danger is not entirely over. It's going to be a corner kick, another set piece. And Kamlesh slowly and steadily stepping up. He is the man to watch out for. What an incredible, energetic presence he has been on the right wing. Absolutely sensational. Can Kamlesh group another mix there? Be surprised if he can. Here comes Kamlesh. Floats that into the mix this time though. Nikhil Deka. He was right out there, all set, and had his eyes on the ball. Came out of his position and collected that. Unfortunately though, the Knights, they have reclaimed possession for themselves. Snatched it on its way. This can be an opportunity. Now, this is from the left that they have got their first goal. But denied. And here's a chance for the Spartans, but not entirely though. The Knights, the ball. Kamlesh once again, he's been shuffling around. Tremendous work rate. Kamlesh finding out a bit of opening, but then has been denied. Very well worked out by the Spartans, and I think they'll need a lot more of these. They'll have to regroup, they'll have to rally themselves, and they'll have to come up with solutions. That's what matters. And now onto the far right, still trying to control the ball. Short passes, short and crisp passes is what defines this contest. Rudra Chetri. Rudra Chetri, can he open up the door for him? Can he open up those small pockets of space? That's good work there. Dhruv Sharma comes in with the cross, but all the players were pretty far away from the goal mouth. This is what has to change for the Spartans. This is where the Knights have done exceedingly well. They have kind of converged upon the goal mouth, kind of threatened the opposition. Another lovely cross. Oh, that could have been trouble brewing out there just around the corner. But excellent defending Knights again. Vigilant watch there. Wary where the ball was, and as soon as the cross came in, just before one of those Spartans could actually latch on to that, excellent defending coming in from the Knights there. And they are proving once again, they are kind of penning a blazing testimony to their brilliance up and down the field. This is just brilliant, an absolute treat for the sore eyes. Here comes the Knights, and the Knights send it further forward. Is there another danger looming large? No, not to be. None of the Knights were chasing that, and Nikhil Deka steps out of his danger zone, steps out of his box, and eventually gets it back into the stride of Rudra Chetri. And now through Saujanya Kapil, the ball's gone to the extreme right. Let's see if the Spartans can make more of this possessional display. In the initial minutes, in the wee hours of the game, they didn't really enjoy much possession. The Knights back on the ball once again, despite the desperation of the Spartans. The Knights keep on controlling it, and the Knights keep on looking a lot more dangerous. Where are we headed? Onto the far right there. Once again, Kamlesh. A bit of step overs, goes past 1, 2, 3, and eventually a lovely setup. The idea was to try and get in a bit of 1-2 football there. But then the touch wasn't as good as it was expected to be, and Kamlesh also kind of ran behind the defender, closing down the window of opportunity that was expected to be created there. Rudra Chetri back on the ball again. But what an evening this has been so far for Kamlesh. He's been absolutely blazing and brilliant altogether. Been on the right, he's also shuffled across. He's taken the workload on himself, and you have a player like this who's been the nexus of your playing 11, and you've got to keep him protect all costs. Short passes played right now by the Spartans, trying to keep things the liveliest, just trying to latch on to hope. It's very important in any sport that you play that you keep hoping. You just do not give up, no matter the scoreline. It can change any point in time. And a one-goal cushion, always risky, always dicey, always unpredictable. It can come at you thick and fast. Kamlesh again on the right. He's got a fringe delivery, and he's latched onto that. He's cutting back in sharply. That's a wonderful release. Can be the second goal. What an opportunity. And an excellent shot as well. Unfortunately, this went on to strike the radar there. That was the captain again, Pratik Swami. Could have easily found his brace alongside his teams. Unfortunate for him, that was such a brilliant delivery from Kamlesh. You got a feel for this lad there. What an absolute display of imperious dominion has this been. Kamlesh is just sensational to watch. And Pratik, again, almost on target, kind of disappointed with the fact that the woodwork came in between him and the glistening pages of destiny. It would have been immortalized in the history had he found the back of the net, at least in the history of GSL. And that's the telling story that you would always like to tell, as you'd like to use as examples, because this platform itself can be the ones where footballers are being built, and I think it is platforms like these that eventually matters. At the end of the day, footballers get these platforms, because when the tournament is coming up for something as big as FIFA Plus and as big as Sportscast India, that's like a massive platform. First and foremost, the footballers get to view their own game, knows what are the changes needed, and accordingly make the relevant changes, and then accordingly just go around looking for what are the possible things that they have been doing so well. Alongside that, also the Indian Scouts and the various other clubs that are in business right now in the top flight leagues, they get to watch these young talents, and they can also make a call if a few players are to be picked up. So yes, overall this is going to be a very, very exciting platform for all these young guns who are learning the sport and who are hell-bent, who are persistent on delivering a gilt-edged gentry of football. and all of that matters. Another lateral pass, and now the Karnavati Knights is taking things slow, slowing down the tempo at the moment because oh, that can be trouble there. The goalkeeper Vishal Dubey was off his line, and a back pass almost backfiring in this case for the Karnavati Knights. They've had a kind of an immaculate, kind of a blotchless evening until now. That would have been a tarnish on their so far pristine reputation that they have kind of built until now. So yes, you've got to be careful. Just because you are doing everything right doesn't mean you keep on doing everything right. You just got to learn from these small mistakes, from these small slip-ups, because that allows you to build. This is the entire purpose of this tournament. Sit back and build yourself. That is very, very important. This is a chance again, another long ball being launched out there, and eventually, well, it has been kept in play rather, and the Spartans now looking a bit more in control, only momentarily, because the Knights, they are not willing to give the possession away. They'll have to be careful though, the defense hasn't been tested that much. So when the Spartans come knocking on the doors, do they have what it takes to maintain the airtight solidity? And it looks like free kick has been given. We'll have to wait and watch whether it was in favor of the Spartans or wasn't. And it was in the favor of the Spartans. And now Moinuddin, the skipper, plays it further forward. A tussle out there. Now this is the problem. You've got to have numerical help right now, because when you're going forward, you need to understand. You ought to understand that with the kind of numerical superiority in the hands of your opposition, if you are letting the ball, if you're letting the possession slide away from you, you're kind of inviting trouble. And particularly when you're a goal down, when you need that urgency to be injected into the mix, you need a few more people, you need a few more heads up there. So which means at the moment the Spartans will have to take a risk. They know that they have time, it's just 22 minutes on the ticker, so obviously they'll have the time. They can sit back, regroup and rally themselves, but then also they'll have to keep one thing in mind. Despite the Knights gung-ho being slightly on the lesser side in the last few, one would say that you never know when they once again come back alive. So it's like at the moment, I wouldn't say that they are completely dormant, but they are just bidding time for themselves, because it's a 90 minutes game, so you also have to keep yourself buzzing for those 90 minutes. Now the Spartans have managed to garner the ball back. They'll have to be quick though. They cannot allow that much of space for the Knights. The more space they allow, the more dangerous, the more menacing the Knights are going to look in. And yes, as we talk about Eka Stadium, Eka Arena by Trans Stadia, we can see the audience coming in slowly, not entirely fulfilled, not entirely chock-a-block. It's a Thursday evening, so yes, weekend vibes are slowly setting in. We'll get back to that though. This can be an opportunity for Dhruv Sharma. He's dragged the ball to the extreme left, comes forward with the cross, but eventually nobody at the receiving end of it. That means another chance goes begging. The Spartans, whatever is so far they have created, it has mainly come from the left, and it is through the feet of this man, Dhruv Sharma. He's kind of engineered a couple of chances there, but then again, the ones who can be at the receiving end of it, the ones who can possibly try and create the openings that they are looking forward to, eventually it's not going to be. They'll need something more precise. A throw in at the moment for the Spartans. It's Jigyas Deka with the throw in. They'll take their time, and now quickly taken in. Again, a bit of an attempted snatch has been denied. Knocking around the doors. The last few minutes though, the Spartans have dictated the possession, of course. And that's another cross into the box. This can be trouble. And an opportunity created. Looked like a good one. He had to decide. He had to take one on the go, because the angle was again pretty difficult for him. So he took the shot on the run. The shot pretty well elevated. So had it been on target, it could have been a challenge for Vishal Dubey. Once again, a closer look at proceedings, and it was Jigyash Deka with that chip out there. The idea was right. The execution wasn't. But I think you've got to get these ideas as well. You've got to create those cheeky stuff. Kamlesh, after a long time, has managed to latch onto the ball. And now onto their captain, Pratik. Has been denied. Knights still knocking on the doors. Kamlesh it is. Kamlesh trying to go past a couple of defenders. I think this time he overpowered that hit of his. And here's a chance for the Spartans. A bit of tussle out on the far left between Haukip and in all likelihood it was Tathagat. Eventually the ball went out of play and a throw in favor of the Knights. Sijo, back to Vishal. Vishal taking his time. Vishal sends it down. But that was his shooting system misfiring. And as things stand so far in the first half, it was the captain of Karnavati Knights, Pratik Swami, drawing first blood for the Knights. The Spartans, though, they have controlled possession of late, but they are still to inject precision so far. It has been more optimism for them rather than conviction. And it's going to be a free kick at the moment for the Knights. Yash was there. Yash let it be for Haukip. Stepping up in the box is Yash. Haukip with a long ball in the box. Could have been trouble there. Shashank Rana was circling around hoping for a proper connection. He did get a good header, but then it was deflected along the way. And the Spartans are safe for now only till the corner is being taken. Once again, a closer look. Shashank could have got his name on the scoring charts as well. Kamlesh with another corner. Floats it into the mix. An acrobatic volley being attempted. But then that was an audacious attempt. Again, doesn't really fructify. Couldn't really get the connection. Kamlesh making past 1, 2. The third defender as well. But then for the moment, the danger was averted. The Knights once again stepping up, upping the ante. Here comes a long range. Could have been danger, but Nikhil Deka, a sentinel on the final lines for the Spartans, eventually collects that. Again, it was the positioning of Nikhil Deka that kind of made the save look easy. Could have been trouble if the shot would have been powered slightly more on that occasion, or maybe a bit of angles being played on that, and it would have been an entirely different story. Controlling the ball well enough. Plays it back again, back to Haukip. Haukip with a decent exchange. Another long ball into the box. Kamlesh. Before he could have latched on. Nikhil Deka's sense of outing, that has been absolutely gilt-edged. And a poor giveaway there from the defender. It should have been better from Siddharth. The Knights once again have something to look forward to. It's a long ball onto the far left there. Ratva has got at the receiving end of it. Ratva being objected by not one but two players. And eventually it was Yash Shurve who got the better of possession on that occasion. It's going to be a throw-in for the Knights, is it? In fact, it's going to be a water break. And as things stand at the water break, the Karnavati Knights have a 1-0 cushion themselves against the Saurashtra Spartans. That's the highlights of the game so far. The way these two teams have played, the way the Knights started the game, I think that was very, very enthralling, to be honest. Instructions being passed on as well. The coaches will be busy. We can see Dharmesh Patil instructing Kamlesh with a few more things, and alongside him there's Haukip as well, who's been given out, because Haukip, he was initially not as active as Kamlesh, but then off late, or like Lake said, the last 5 minutes, Kamlesh has been pretty much active. He's kind of going up and down, kind of covering the defense at times, playing the role of that holding midfielder if needed. Then on the attacks, he's also looked good. And you've got to give the credits to Prateek Swami. Prateek scored that opening goal, almost found a second goal from a venomous release of Kamlesh. I think one particular name that should be talked over and over again, that's of Kamlesh. He's been a reckoning presence under the sticks, or rather in the field, not under the sticks, apologies, on the field. And of course, it goes without a saying that Kamlesh goes on to plays like this. He combines with Prateek that well. The Spartans may be under further duress. Quick throw in. Taken. A quick exchange as well. That's well kept. And now heading closer enough towards that scoring zone. Can be further troubles for the Spartans. And then they have ran into a melee of boots. Here the Knights, kind of a pretty straightforward, kind of a one-dimensional move on the last occasion there. Almost slammed into the bus that was parked ahead of them by the Spartans. Back with the Spartans again. The Spartans just trying to keep things hunky-dory, just trying to keep the ball in their favor, keeping possession afloat. Rudra Chetri, after a long time, from the left, sends in a brilliant cross. And that's going to be the first corner of the evening for the Spartans. There were danger signs flashing and troubles were brewing out there, but eventually it was being denied at the moment. An opportunity for the Spartans to try and restore parity. Will they be able to take that? That's $1 million question. You see a few players warming up on the sidelines. Here comes the corner. And that's some distance out there. Oh, that was kind of inching closer and closer. Vishal Dubey had to step up. A long header coming in. Once again, a closer look at this corner will tell you he didn't really control that. That was goal bound. It's just that it wasn't too far away. And Vishal Dubey, despite the fact that he had his bases covered, yet every single time the ball crosses the net, whether it's a side netting or let's say close enough to the goal, again further trouble there, can be dangerous, and somehow, barely though, by the skin of its teeth, the Karnavati Knights survive. Would you believe that? Saurashtra Spartans almost on the cusp of exploiting the possible howler there from the Knights. What on earth would you call that? This is why we keep on saying that football is a game that keeps on changing course with every passing minute, every passing second. Keep your eyes hooked to the screens, but you never know when the game's going to change. It can change at any point in time. Just have to keep on following it. The Spartans now, with that effort, they will be hoping. There's another long ball. Again, a bit of confusion there for Vishal Dubey. He was coming out on that occasion. There wasn't any need for it whatsoever. He was miles away from the ball. And we can see the fans of Spartans. They're enjoying themselves here. The Knights, though, they may hit the Spartans on break. They're coming in from the left. That's a lovely run and a brilliant chance, but goes wide. What a gilt-edged opportunity, served on a silver platter. Surging his way past, again a couple of defenders. It was the captain, Prateek Swami. Rifled one, but that kind of flashed across the face of the goal. And now the Spartans are on their way. Siddharth from the left releases it for a forward delivery. Can Jigyash Deka keep it in? Looks like Jigyash Deka has won a corner for his team for sure. A chance again for Jigyash to try and get the Spartans back in play. They are starting to look a bit more dangerous with every passing minute. This is exactly what the Knights won't want. They're feeling the pressure, they're feeling the heat for the first time in the game. Another lovely delivery. The goalkeeper kind of clears that very half-heartedly. You've got to punch those away. Not the best examples of goalkeeping, to be honest. There's another cross into the mix. And what a strike there from the captain Moinuddin. That's a screamer of the finest order. The Spartans are right back in it. You keep on hitting back at the opposition. You keep on knocking on the doors. It would give away. That's exactly the principle that the Spartans were living by. And they have restored parity here at the Eka Stadium. By Trans Stadium, Eka Arena rather. That goal, that is history. That was absolute history. One from the fourth law. Look at the precision. Look at the perfection. No chance for Vishal. Top-notch hit there as it eludes his extended gloves and smashes into the back of the net. What a stunning strike from Moinuddin. Both the captains, Moinuddin and Pratik Swami, have got themselves on the scoring charts. Looks like it's going to be a corner while we were trying to show you the replay. The Knights forged another attack, the outcome of which has been a corner. Kamlesh. Is this the stroke where the Knights kind of restore their lead? That's kind of no power. It will be beyond the reach of the Knights despite a late sting. The Spartans had their bases covered, but what the goal that was from Moinuddin, you've got to see that again and again to believe the incredible beauty of it. Absolutely sensational, thunderous. Created the chance, got himself to space, and boom. A world-class strike in the making. That's another long ball. The Spartans on the lookout once again from the right wing. The Knights will have to be more careful. Their defenses are now showing signs of glitches altogether in the matrix. They'll have to fix that. This can be a possible chance. This can be another lovely run. Opportunity took a bit too long. It goes on to rattle the woodwork. The Spartans survive. Would you believe that? Such an incredible chance in the making, and the chance goes begging. Got to feel that for the Knights. How many more times would they come close? They were denied by the woodwork once. And they have been denied by the woodwork again. What a glorious opportunity. That's a cheeky backflip. And now the Spartans breathing hot on the neck of the Knights. That should be a foul. Yes, the referee blowing his whistle there. And the card comes out as well. And it's possibly for the captain himself, Moinuddin. But it looks like he's in the thick of action. He's playing with his hearts out. And that's also a lovely show of sportsmanship. Look at those smiles. Yeah, that is Moinuddin who has been taken into the goal. And that exchange of sportsmanship is what we come to the game for. That was Kamlesh with the attack. If somebody has deserved the goal the most for the Knights today, that has to be Kamlesh. I reckon he took a bit too long and a touch too more, because if he would have let the ball, I think it's understandable that on one-on-one, it's finally the player who decides the call, but one-on-one, it is the decision that eventually sets the goal up. You've got to know the point of release. Rudra Chetri on the ball from the left. Rudra keeps that in, and that has been cleared out of play. So throw in favor of the Knights, of the Spartans rather. Dharmesh Patel, he'll be a man who I won't say being worried, particularly with the kind of football being played. This man out there, Anil Patel, he'll be delighted with the turnaround of affairs. Spartans now. A long throw in, but again it was not well taken care of. But the Spartans have managed to get the ball back. It's the captain again, Moinuddin. He would possibly be fancying a few crazier shots like them. The one that he just took, the target plays it to the central channel. That's excellently well, that's excellently done there. And now on to the far right, the Spartans knocking on the doors once again. Can be more trouble coming in. There comes the cross, but eventually repelled away by the watchful defense of the Knights. And intercepted there, Karnavati Knights. Done well actually. They have kept the intensity high enough. They wanted to slow the game down. but it has kind of backfired for them. There's another chance, but then Spartans have their bases covered. J3 plays it back. Joel Abbott. Joel plays it back to Nikhil. Nikhil taking his time there. Joel again. Joel sends it further forward. That's a lovely long ball. There are a couple of players kind of converging upon that. Good defending on that occasion, good communication as well. And I think that's a communication that Vishal would be expecting from his defenders. Not the one that kind of opened up the gateway a few minutes ago for the Spartans. It's a lovely ball on the far left. Can he keep it in play? Oh, good chase, good speed. But again, it was not to be. Proven in favour of the Spartans. 41 minutes of enthralling action so far, and I think the fans would be delighted with what they've seen so far. The officials, rather the pundits, they would be hopeful that they are seeing something different, of course. Both the teams for the Knights, they dominated the game early on and then they conceded the domination. The Spartans started slowly, kind of outplayed in terms of possession, but then they started getting a grip of affairs, and eventually it was their captain who, with a scintillating strike. Now the corner for Spartans. Looks like another player of the Knights have gone down and the stretcher has been summoned. Once again, for everyone watching this game, quickly giving you an introduction of the owners of the teams who have made this tournament a grand success. There are 6 teams participating. One of them is the Ahmedabad Avengers, and they are being owned by Shaleen Patel and Sahil Patel. For Gandhinagar Giants, it's Prashant Sangvi. For Karnavati Knights, it's Yash Shah and Advaita Patel. For Vadodara Warriors, it's Kamlesh Gohil. For Surat Strikers, it's Alkesh Patel. And for Saurashtra Spartans, it's Kushal Patel. So a loud shout out to all of you who have done a phenomenal job in making this tournament so far a massive success. Both the teams kind of playing in the sweltering heat. It's not easy to brave the heat like that. There is a first goal coming in from Pratik Swami. The way he left behind Yash Shurve, it was absolutely exemplary, and then powering it into the back of the net, and then this world-class strike. Spotted the fact that Vishal Dubey was out of his line, and the moment he saw that, he knew what he had to do. Went forward with the shot. Vishal had very little time to recover. That was picture-perfect placement from the skipper of the Spartans, Moinuddin, once again showing why he is one of the finest in business here. The goalkeeper of the Spartans and the defender, Sojanya Kapil and Nikhil Dega, having a quick chat. Anil Patel having a keen eye on proceedings, hopeful that if they are able to get their noses ahead just before the halfway mark. Here comes in the corner. Has been cleared on the first occasion. Then comes in a shot, but that was sky high altogether. Was never anywhere close to the target, which means another chance goes down the drain. Final minute of regulation time in this fixture. Let's see, what do we have more on this clash? Do we have a late twist of tail in the first half? Bit of push, not everywhere, but then eventually nothing concrete, nothing categorical from that move there. The Spartans though have managed to reclaim possession for themselves. Spartans now committing numbers to the cause, shuffling it across to the far right. Does well. A possible launch into the box there. There comes the cross. Wonderfully kept in. Would have been a goal scoring chance. And the shot flashed wide by Whiskers. The Karnavati Knights are under some serious pressure. And at the moment, they haven't got an answer to the sudden resurgence of the Spartans. It was Siddharth Shukla with a phenomenal strike on the half turn. Just not on target. That's what you talk about. 5 minutes of additional time has been given. Quite a long way from the finishing mark of the first half. So yes, you can expect more firecrackers, more of these long rangers being showered, being thrown, being rocketed at you for both the teams these 5 minutes. For the Knights, though, at the moment they will be hoping to keep this scoreline intact before they head to the tunnel. For the Spartans, because the kind of form that they are in right now, I mean, that is absolutely incredible. There are the Spartans again. And the Spartans taking time to go forward. They're happy to right now keep the scoreline, but if they are able to find that opening, you never know. Siddharth Shukla with the Chetris around, but Siddharth plays it to Tathagat. Tathagat sends it into the box, barely kept away. There comes a volley. What a shot that was from Vigyas Deka. Could have been a bit of trouble brewing again, but that is some use of footballing resources. That is some lovely display of the footballing acumen there. Vigyas Deka got to be perfect on a shot like that, on an opportunity like that, in order for that to find the back of the net. It's another lovely ball onto the far right, to the far left rather. Bit of push from the back there. The referee blowing the whistle. And I think this is where Williams Koshi is such an incredible personality. He controls the game with an iron fist, alright, but then he knows exactly where to call and how to deal with the players. He's pretty friendly with the players as well. Talking about being friendly, I mean the names that we were talking about a few moments ago, the owners of the side, I think they have also forged an incredible bonding with the players. A few interviews you'd figure it out that they've actually done fine work. And I think that is where it all starts. That is where the molding of these young guns start. Free kick in favor of the Spartans. Joel Ahmed will be the one to possibly send it downtown, is it? No, he goes for a lateral pass. Happy to sit back. Back to Joel again. Joel opening up a bit of space for him, taking a bit longer than expected. Moinuddin has come all the way down. Good looking shuffle there. Back to Joel. Joel sends it further forward. Well defended at the moment. Back with the Knights again, and it goes out of play. Rudra Chetri on the ball. Another quick throw, taken in by Rudra. Spartans knocking on the doors again. Now through the central channel. Taking their time at the moment. Possibly killing down the clock, shooting it down. It's gonna be Moinuddin. Moinuddin with the long ball in the box, opportunity, and it goes begging. Moinuddin has proven to be such a thunderous asset for a side there. He's been brilliant. And the Knights, time and time again, they have really found the alarm bells ringing louder than ever every single time Moinuddin has held the ball. And now trying to find an opening from the right. Prateek Swami has kind of shuffled places. Bit of shuffle there in the ball position as well, on from the far left, trying to get past the Malian defender. They are coming across another long ranger, but that didn't really have much ambition going forward. It's going out of play. All the way back to the goalkeeper. And with this, we come to the end of the first 50 minutes of action. The first half of football has really been an enthralling one between the Karnavati Knights and the Saurashtra Spartans. It finishes things off at 1-all. And I think these 5 minutes, they were so lively that it was kind of difficult for all of us to even realize the tick of time. It went past fast enough. And that's the final scoreline at the halftime. Karnavati Knights taking that early lead through Pratik Swami, their skipper. And it was his counterpart, Moinuddin, with a world-class strike, restoring parity for the Spartans. A quick glance at how things unfold here between the two sides. Some early dominion coming in from the Karnavati Knights, had a few early shots as well. But then they were not on target, so of course could have been dangers everywhere. This was the first time they eventually drew first blood. It was through their captain Pratik Swami. They excellently kind of rifled that. Picture perfect placement, proper execution, which kind of sent their bench into joy. Well, that's that. As things stand once again at half time, Karnavati Knights 1, Saurashtra Spartans 1. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll return shortly with the second half of action. Welcome back, everyone. We are all set for the second half of action. Looks like we'll have a change amongst us, and that is for the Karnavati Knights. Quickly confirm the ones who will be coming on and the ones who will be going out. This has so far been an exciting contest. Looks like Vishesh Pandey is coming on for the Knights, and Irfan Abbasi has gone out. For both the teams, another 45 minutes of action, and they will have to be at their very best. There's no backing down from it. And Vishal Dubey, of course, he'll have to keep himself cool and calm. Once again, our match official, William Skoshi, as the referee. This time attacking on your frame, right to the left, dressed in their red and blue. Now it's attacking on from the left to the right in their signature yellow are the Saurashtrans. And it is the Knights who gets us underway. The Knights will keep the possession at their feet. It's a fine run. That's an excellent way to get hold of proceedings and eventually drive it forward. The Knights once again relying on some early aggression. Back with the Knights, but then this is some good snatching as well from the Knights. Can be an opportunity, knocking Yash with the ball. Yash was injured a few moments ago, and he's done well to recover. And also showing that warrior spirit. That's a fine run there. Excellent turnaround. It is Prateek once again. Prateek has been absolutely sensational today evening. This can be a chance. There comes the cross in from the left. Danger's not over though. They'll have the corner. Out of nowhere, it was Vishesh Pandey bursting forth to life. And then he started off with Ram Singh by Ratwa. He's out there latching onto the delivery, trying to create open a chance for his team. Eventually was denied by the persistent blockage. It's going to be a corner kick for the Spartans. Another opportunity for the Spartans to try and get themselves in the lead again. Here comes the corner, floated at the far post. Again, floated into the mix, could have been trouble. A bit of collision there in front of the goal, and eventually a word of apology as well. Nikhil Deka collected that. I think the referee is just telling him, just calm down at the moment. The push was unnecessary there. It was Siju who collided into Nikhil Deka, and Nikhil wasn't pretty welcome to that. So yes, the tempo's flaring a bit too much here. But then again, it's just the start of the second half. It's an extremely hot day. The Spartans come in from the left now. Can they try and counter the early aggression of the Knights? We've seen this in the first half as well. It's going to be a throw-in for the Knights. They'll take their time. The Knights now just trying to drop a shoulder, trying to latch onto the ball. It still very much stays on the line itself and kind of rolled for an eternity before it went out, and that too right in front of the assistant referee's eyes there. It's going to be a throw-in for the Knights. They want to do this in a rush, trying to build a story which would feature them as the heroes. Not exactly knight in the shining armors, but the knight, but drenched in sweat and blood, eventually walking out as the ultimate victors of this game. The Spartan says, not so easy. There was another fine tussle, and Joel Ahmed doing pretty good on that occasion for the Spartans. shielding with his body. There's another long haul sent downtown. Trying to latch onto it. Coming forward quickly enough. It's a fine setup. And now switched on to the far right. The Spartans maybe sniffing out something. There comes the cross. Intended for the far post, but the player was slightly inside. Danger's not over for a moment, it felt like, but then there was a push inside the box. And Williams Koshi quick to action once again. It was Siju defending, and he was kind of swept off his feet with the aerial tackle. Another long ball sent into the mix there. Can the Knights break through? No, not at the moment at least. We'll have to wait and watch. This game is coming a lot faster. Yash continuing to tussle with the ball, and again the referee just saying keep things at a slightly lower decibel there. Dhruv Sharma and Yash pretty heated up on that occasion, and I would say that Yash actually did well enough on that occasion to keep the ball away from Dhruv. It's going to be it's going to be Sir Joseph Hauken with the free kick. Launches one into the box there. But it eventually eludes everyone. Yash tries to latch onto it. And it looks like a corner has been given. That is what the Spartans aren't particularly elated about. They're challenging the referee's decision. They mean to say that the last touch came from the Knights. And I think a question is being asked, and eventually the decision has been overturned. That's good refereeing there, taking help from his assistant. Williams Koshi. That is why he's so popular amongst the players as well. Quick to react, quick to get into the field of action and then the spectrum of action, whatever you would like to say. And I think these are the top qualities that a referee would usually like for himself. It's another long ball. All the way back to the Knights. Spartans not really able to capitalize on that. And the Spartans win the ball back. They eventually do. Rudra Chetri plays a shorter one, almost gave away the possession in kind of a gift-giving idea there. With the Knights, that's an excellent recovery, can be danger. But then again, not too far away from the woodwork. This is exactly where the Knights will have to be very, very careful about. Their defense has got massive voids, and they are accentuating. This can be a lovely run by Dhruv Sharma from the right. Dhruv Sharma looking for support, looking for more numbers coming up. They'll have to wait though at the moment, even though the target steps up. Moinuddin on the ball. Moinuddin plays it to a central channel rather. And now the Spartans are playing a bit of high line of defense as well. More confident. And the Knights may have just snatched the ball in. They may have a sense of opportunity tingling around. They are committing numbers to the cause. Here comes a long range once again on target. It looked good enough, but only momentarily. They had to do better than that at least. It's going to be a goal kick for the Spartans. The Knights are being very, very cunning at the moment. They are weathering the storm, and whatever free space they are hoping they are getting to hit the opposition on the counter, they have taken that well enough. This can be another opening for the Spartans. Spartans are now looking dangerous. Jigyash Deka. Deka plays it back. Well, that could have been better from the Spartans. The Spartans does extremely well to snatch it away. Moinuddin again. Moinuddin looking shooting space. Comes forward with the shot. Was miles away from target, and eventually the shot that came floating in. That was One of a very watery effort, to be honest. Back with the Spartans. Spartans do well to keep the ball under control. Rather Knights, apologies for that. And the Knights hoping for a bit of leeway ahead of them. There is space, alright. Will that turn shooting chance? After a long time, Kamlesh sends it further forward. Received. But it looks like the flag's gone up, which means the Knights will have to return empty-handed on that occasion. Well, Gujarat Super League so far, this is the second day of the tournament, and this has been an incredible experience, at least until now. Kalyan Chaube was here already yesterday, which means they're making all the right noises, all the right ripples in the football emotion of India, and they are providing the platform to these youngsters. Another long ball played out there. That's good shielding by the Knights, and eventually that has gone out of play. And once again, for everyone watching and for the ones who have just tuned in, incredible human beings who have been a reckoning force, who have been the mastermind behind this tournament. We have already said this time and time again, and we would like to give a loud shout out to them once more. Yash looks like in pain, and he's gone down for the umpteenth time. Possibly he'll need some treatment. He's now clutching onto his shin bone. And yes, getting back to the ones who made this tournament a possibility in the first place, it was their brainchild. They came in, brought the teams. 6 teams in participation: the Ahmedabad Avengers, the Gandhinagar Giants, the Karnavati Knights, the Vadodara Warriors, the Gujarat Strikers, Saurashtra Spartans. When we talk about these teams, of course, one particular the name that would matter, not one, rather two in a few cases as well. The owners of the teams. For the Avengers, it's Shalin Patel and Sahil Patel. For the Giants, it's Prashant Sangvi. For the Karnavati Knights, it's Yash Shah and Advaita Patel. For Vadodara Warriors, it's Kamlesh Gohil. For Strikers, it's Alkesh Patel. For Saurashtra Spartans, it's Kushal Patel. And the Knights, once again, this can be... Thomas takes a shot, lovely save, but the second ball has been poked into the back of the net. Talk about a moment of madness, and Ram Singh Bhairatwa has restored the cushion for the Karnavati Knights, who will call it against the tide of the play, because the game in the second half was somewhat controlled by the Spartans. Once again, except playing the leaky defense, the defensive solidity hasn't been the top of the town, at least for today evening. Once again, it was Prateek who chested down an incredible cross and took a shot. It was kept at bay by Nihil Deka, but the second ball fell right at the feet of Ram Singh Bhairatwa. Made no miss whatsoever. Point blank range. Opportunity handed, opportunity taken. That's an excellent comeback by the Karnavati Knights. The reason I'm saying this as a comeback despite the scoreline being 1-1 before this, because once you have a 1-goal cushion and then you go on to concede from there, eventually your spirits, your body language changes, and that's exactly what the Saurashtra Spartans capitalized on. Their body language changed entirely. They were galvanized into action through the equalizer, and since then the Knights were at the receiving end of a barrage of attacks. But what an excellent, like in the second half we have seen, they've said this as well, that the Karnavati Knights, they were playing with some exquisite intelligence, exquisite in footballing intelligence to be precise. They were waiting, they waited for these opportunities, they waited for the breaks, and once they got that break, look at how quickly they utilized that. That was absolutely brilliant. This is why you come to the ground with, and yes, we were talking about the owners, so 2 teams that I didn't mention in the last occasion. One of them was Surat Strikers. Alkesh Patel is the owner and the man whose team is in action right now. Can be a goal scoring spree there. Oh, so close yet so far. What an opportunity for Dhruv Sharma at the goal in his vision. Didn't shy away from taking his chance. And yes, for the Saurashtra Spartans, the man who's the mastermind is Mr. Kushal Patel, the owner of the team. Once again, a closer look at his excellent flick into the very stride of Dhruv Sharma. That is some brilliance for the sore eyes whatsoever. Jigyash Deka was the man with the back flick. In this game, I mean, it is every single time we have talked about this game, kind of lulling off to sleep. The players have shown us that why we are so wrong. They have brought this game back to life over and over again. Yash has a head injury already, cracked his head open while trying to win a ball, but still continued. And now he's hobbling off the pitch. He's really been a player with pretty high commitment for the Spartans. So once again, we are back in the field of play. It's another fine ball there. And it looks like it's going to be another throw-in. With every passing minute, we can see the fans, the number of fans increasing here at the Eka Arena. All the way back to their goalkeeper, Vishal Dubey. Vishal Dubey knows for sure that after a moment, Spartans will be bearing out their arsenals. They will be firing. And all blasters blazing. That's another long ball. A bit of confusion! The goalkeeper, Nikhil Deka, he's come out of his line all right. And he's rammed into the player, but the referee says that's okay. He was in the field of play. There was no foul play involved. He clearly went for the ball. But that gap in the defense, this is so horrible to watch. Rudra Chetri kind of gave up almost. And Rudra is having a keen word with Nikhil Deka, but you've got to be active. You just cannot let things like these happen. And we can see a few overseas fans as well. They are enjoying themselves. And of course, football is a popular sport. Played all across the country, all across the globe. And it's a sport that really appeals to the masses as well. So why not? You've come out here. That is why we keep on saying such an incredible work being done by the Gujarat Super League. Under the aegis of Gujarat Football Association, this has been an absolute swashbuckling display, to be honest. Can the Spartans turn things around? Can they eventually get this match back in their favor? Whatever is the case, believe me, you are going to witness a fairy tale ending. We are far from over. 28 minutes of regulation time remaining. Apart from that, whatever 8-9 minutes are being added on, we're still not sure what's going to be the added time, because as things stand, we've just started off 17 minutes so far in the second half. Karnavati Knights may have a chance. Here comes another cross, and again flashing in front of an open goal. Challenges are kind of compounding themselves for Nikhil Deka. He'll have to be a bit more careful right now. He is being questioned, his solidity is being questioned, and the Spartans, they need to be a bit more observant with their defense. Lack of communication has been a serious issue. Dharmesh Patel has finally been off his seat again. It's going to be a long throw-in, in fact. Yes, it is. It's going to be a long throw-in that will be coming in from the Knights. So a possible set piece in the making. Sent towards the goal there, but that was taken care of by the Spartans. Danger's not over. The ball has fallen back for the Knights, even though he keeps on facing obstruction. That's a lovely cross, but didn't really have the angle to set it back up on a goal-scoring spree. That's another brilliant release. That is good goalkeeping. Now Nikhil Deka, why that is good goalkeeping? Because that outing from Nikhil Deka is what denied Prateek Swami the space for him to get the ball back in the field of play. So as we say, like being on the ball also needs that. Certainly is a foul. That should be a card here. Yash handed over another yellow. Yash is back on the field, which is a very good sight to watch. That's a second yellow. The first one went to the captain of Saurashtra Spartans, Moinuddin, and this time that clearly looked like a foul with not possibly evil intentions, but then football being a body contact sport, you've got to be careful about your fouls. You just cannot sweep someone off his feet. And also the player had a bit of space ahead of him after he's already received the ball. So So all those things come into calculation as well. Ball goes back again. That's a fine bit of work there from the Spartans. Spartans trying to use the left wing to their advantage. A couple of step overs. They'll need more numbers here. At the moment, they are being surrounded by the Knights. And the Knights now have a bit of leeway ahead of them. They have the bandwidth as well. They have the players who can turn this into a nightmare. That's another fine release. And Nikhil Deka. They have conceded a couple of goals. In the case of the first goal, you can feel that, yes, he was at fault. But in the second, there wasn't much that he could have done actually. Because he did pull off a save, but the defenders kind of were sleeping. But on this occasion, at least on more than one occasion, Nikhil Deka has been extremely instrumental under the sticks for the Spartans. As they call the goalkeeper, the last guard of the citadel, the last guard of the fortress. He's tried everything at his behest. He's kind of exhausted himself to try and keep themselves in the game. Another fine opening though. Twist and turns around. And the Knights taking their time, just slowing things down. Now this is what didn't really work out in their favor. In the first, the slowing things down part is exactly where the Saurashtra Spartans started recalibrating their plans and strategies and eventually changing the tide in their favor. This is another tussle out on the far right. Who wins it? Does the Knights get a chance? No, the Knights have been denied a bite at the cherry as the Spartans reclaim possession for themselves. Now the Spartans will have to be a bit more calculative, to be honest. Here they come in from the left. This looks like a good looking opportunity again. Onto the far left, keeping their time. One step, one touch, back to Moinuddin, the captain. Moinuddin does well. That's some decent fancy footwork. That final touch, it was so crucial and so critical. But eventually that final touch is where it all went wrong. And it looks like by the time the Spartans received the ball, the flag has went up. "67 minutes of action so far. The long ball sent downtown. Where are we headed? Where does this match head? Because again, it has been such a boiling cauldron of activities. I think it's just a sore sight. It's just a sore sight. Rather a brilliant sight for the sore eyes. Apologies. I reckon I've been so carried away by this game. This game has been extremely brilliant, and it just keeps on giving us more and more. Still 20 and 23 minutes of action to be precise. Still remaining in the game. Onto the far right now. There's a chance maybe for the Knights to again create something for themselves. The Knights are kind of relentless at the moment. Here they come forward with the cross. Can be trouble. Nikhil Deka stepping up right in the nick of time there. Another shot this time from the far left, and it has been taken care of. What a danger move that could have been. Troubles everywhere right now, but still things are being taken care of, and the Knights are looking a lot more menacing with every passing minute from the left this time. That's an excellent bit of work. The cross comes in. Eventually looked like it was a bit overpowered on that occasion. 68 minutes have elapsed. 68 minutes of oscillating football, to be honest. "20 minutes of action, more to go." Far left now. The Spartans still hoping that they can equalize. They'll have to show that confidence, to be honest. Here comes the Spartans again. Oh, that's a brilliant release. But this time the goalkeeper is right on the money. This is how good you have to be. Your sense of outing has to be good enough. In the second half, though, Vishal Dubey hasn't been tested too many times. The Knights have been pretty active, and I think that is what matters. Any sport teaches you that no matter how many times you fall, you got to get yourself back up. And you see, climbing up the ladder is pretty easy, but once you fall, getting back up from scratch, that's the more difficult part. And I think this Knights have just pulled that off, because in the first half, the way they started, that was ecstatic to say the least. And once they conceded, I mean, that was kind of very woeful, to be honest. They were kind of overplayed, they were kind of outplayed, outclassed, outgunned as well. But in the second half, I'm pretty sure they must have had a pep talk from their coach. That's another brilliant release, but good defending, to be honest. Nikhil Deka does well, comes out of his line. His sense of outing has been impeccable, to be honest. Back with the Spartans again. Spartans will have to up the ante. They will have to come forward with renewed vim and vigor. This can be trouble, but that is excellent coordination between the defender. It is Pratik Swami who's gone, or apologies, it's Dhruv Sharma rather, who's gone all the way down, and he interacted well enough with Nikhil Deka. The Knights on the chase. The ball have been released, played all the way back to Nikhil. Trouble brewing again. It feels like that the Spartans are inviting trouble for themselves. And that's horrific to watch. They have been so good in the first half. The way they turn things around, that was so good to watch. But now, their defenders are exhausted. They will need substitutions. I think this is where Anil Patel will have to play that crucial role out there. Now the long ball onto the far left. Taking his time. Does well to twist and turn. Here's an opportunity for the Spartans. Comes up with a long ranger. Oh, what a stunning strike would that have been. Almost catching Vishal Dubey off guard. Vishal must be having his heart in his mouth there. Out of nowhere, like a lightning bolt from the Blues. That was a shot. And that would have been one of the craziest finishes here at GSL. And you wouldn't have believed that. But nonetheless, somehow Vishal manages to pull things back. He is now not in the pink of his form here. Dhruv Sharma on the ball again. And that shot, can it revamp the Spartans? On from the far right, Jigyash Deka with the cross, slightly overpowered on that occasion. A long race for Rudra Chetri and he won't make it. And finally, the substitution that we were talking about, Zidan Mumin is going to make his way into the center in place of Yash Shurve. That is exciting. Zidan usually plays the role of a midfielder. At times can be a holding midfielder as well, which indicates just one thing, that is the Spartans will be going all out, even though the Knights may have a bit of space ahead of them. Now that, to be honest, is poor decision making. It goes without a saying, Pratik had a shot on, but then he had a much more viable option in Kamlesh onto his left. He was almost unmarked and had acres of space ahead of him, so that ball should have been created for Kamlesh, and Kamlesh had a much clearer shot at the goal than Pratish. Kind of selfish on that occasion. Eventually, see, this is what decision making is all about in football, and the reason we keep on talking about is it's those split seconds, those crucial decisions that you take that kind of changes the entire dynamics of the game. Here's an opportunity for the Spartans. And now the Spartans. Is that another long ranger coming? A chip into the box. Kept away. Constant tussle to the ball by Jigyash Deka. The Knights pulling the strings hard enough to keep the ball away. Can the Spartans go forward with a high press? Because if they do, that is where Time and time again, the chinks have been exposed in the armor of the Knights. Their goalkeeper haven't exactly had a very memorable evening, to be honest. Every single time he's been tested, he's kind of crumbled under the pressure. The last one as well. There was a shot that should have been a regulation take, but again off his position, off his line. I think it's very crucial. And at the moment, before we head into the final quarters, it's the drinks break for the players. Quick 2 minutes breather just to ensure that the players are all right and they are hydrated. Because at the end of the day, this is like throughout the country, throughout India, one of the longest heat waves are in motion. And that's the scoreline right now. That's the second half is in progress. Karnavati Knights 2, Saurashtra Spartans 1. Pratik and Ram Singh Rai, Ratwa were the two scorers for the Knights. For the Spartans though, it has been Moinuddin with a dream strike. Is there a lead twist in the team? And the glistening spectacle of the Eka Arena by Transstadia. Do we have a late twist in the tail of this affair? Once again, for everyone watching and for the ones who have just tuned in at the moment, both the teams. Oh, this can be trouble. This can be trouble. The Knights, they have space ahead of them. They have a shooting chance as well. A slightly heavy touch on that occasion, and it kind of spoils the party. What a glorious opportunity would that have been. The Knights are relentless now, and they are sniffing out a lot more chances than ever. They've completely rewritten the dynamics, the fabric of the game. They're playing a different ball game altogether. It's another long ball taken care of. Danger's not over. Is there a bit of foul involved? We'll have to wait and watch. The referee has stopped play at the moment. It looks like he's asking for a change of ball. Ball's not inflated well enough. And yes, the men who owns these teams, the men and the women who have been a part of these teams, again a quick recapitulation of the same for everyone who's just joined in now. Shalin Patel and Shahil Patel, the owners of Ahmedabad Avengers. Prashant Sangvi, the owner of Gandhinagar Giants. Yash Shah and Advaita Patel for Karnavati Knights. Kamlesh Goyal for Vadodara Warriors. Alkesh Patel for Surat Strikers. And Kushal Patel for Saurashtra Spartans. Renowned names taking center stage in the footballing arcade of Gujarat. And as this contest unfurls ahead of us, the clash between the Knights and the Spartans, let's just hope that the Spartans have what it takes to turn this game into an absolute swashbuckling, lip-smacking, thrilling finish. They have a chance, so they're coming from the right. There was a possible cross, but yeah, look at the energy. He's playing in the 79th minute. He's copped a head injury. He's copped a injury on a shin bone a few moments ago, and look at how energetic he has been. That tells you 1,000 things about his passion, about his hunger, about his commitment to the game, about his commitment to the team. There comes in the cross though, that has been denied, and it's going to be another corner for the Spartans. Where are we headed to? Nobody knows. Had Bob Dylan been here, he would have definitely said, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. But to be honest, the answer here is blowing in time. Do we have a late twist? You never know. Here comes in the corner. Headed away to safety. Danger not completely over though. And now the Knights have a chance to hit the opposition, to hit the Spartans on the break. It's a fine setup. They have a couple of defenders in place. That's an incredible release. The flag has stayed down one-on-one, but now the flag's gone up. So that Linesman took his time there with the flag up. I reckon he kind of got 50-50 all the yard. He's just outside. Went forward though. Eventually that was again, and now the flags of the Karnavati Knights flying high enough, and why not? Listening evening like this. And the goalkeeper of the Knights, Vishal Dubey. He's gone down, possibly he's cramped himself. Looks like the Knights are bringing on more firepower in the form of Kuldeep Thakur. And he will be replacing the likes of the goal scorer Ram Singh Bhai Ratwa. Ratwa has done a fine work, scored that all-important goal, had the rebound right at his feet. That's a kind of football that you'd really expect from all of the players coming together. We're back again in the field of play. That will go out of play, so breathing space for the Knights. 10 minutes of regulation time remaining. Time has flown pretty fast, to be honest, for all of us, and time is flowing even faster for the Spartans because they are a goal down. The Knights at the moment, their goalkeeper Vishal Dubey. He'll be going back to the drawing board, and of course he'll be thinking about a few things. Will have to be worked upon. His positioning has been slightly questionable, to be honest. We need to work on that very much. And here's the Spartans again with the ball there from the back. That's a lovely bit of snatch there, but excellently done by the Spartans too. A bit of feint as well. They are being marked around. Vishal this time coming out of his line and eventually wrapping his gloves around the ball. Looks like he's struggling at the moment. He's kind of latching onto his hamstring. The expressions on his face aren't really promising enough. Is there going to be a late substitution coming on? We'll have to wait to confirm that. And the Spartans will have to show more urgency. Now that out there, it should have been going to the goalkeeper. The player should have stretched out the field of play, eventually giving them a bit more space than usual. There's no point just almost clinging on to the goalkeeper. There's a bit of question asked. That should be a free kick. Just at the edge of the box, and the card comes out. And that should be a red for Yash. He was already on a yellow. Unfortunate tidings for the Karnavati Knights. He had to take one for the team. There wasn't much because it was a clear-cut run by Dhruv Sharma, who had acres of space ahead, and he took the ball away just in the nick of time from Yash. The moment Yash made this challenge, he knew exactly what was going to be the outcome. He did protest all right, but there was nothing to be protested. He's already on the yellow. He had to take one for the team because ahead of him, there was ample space for Dhruv Sharma to try and create something chaotic. A red card, which means final 8 minutes, the Karnavati Knights will have to play with 10 men. So now it turns out into nightmare territory for them. They will have to defend with everything in their arsenal. Forget parking a bus. They'll possibly be thinking about parking an entire spaceship ahead. Is there a late twist in the game? Can Moinuddin strike another wonder strike to get his team on level pegging? An opportunity looms large. And with the numerical superiority, the Spartans, this is their cue to glory. Waiting around comfortably enough. Here comes Moinuddin, plays it along the carpet. Dhruv Sharma takes a shot and another crucial save there. That is excellent goalkeeping from Vishal Dubey. Dhruv Sharma could have struck it only if he could have injected a bit more power out there. That could have been challenging for Vishal Dubey. But then what a critical save at a clutch juncture of the game. The Spartans now know it's now or never. They have the numerical superiority, they'll have to utilize them. But at the moment though, the Knights, they're fearless. They are up on their adventure of their own. They're looking for exploits to go their way. Kamlesh again, after a long time we've seen Kamlesh receiving the ball, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Spartans. You know, that's going to be a substitution here at the moment. Jignesh Parmar pretty renowned name in football in terms of the youth circuit, will be making his way to the centre. And yes, this is another opportunity. Dhruv Sharma, what a talent he has been. Oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. He keeps the ball at his footing. That should be a penalty, is it? No. The players are furious. The referee says, I reckon that was more of a dive. He didn't lose control. The Spartans believe that should be a penalty. And the Williams Koshi believes that no, that was not substantial contact. The Spartans, they are coming closer and closer. They are making all the right noises. There's more trouble brewing on though. And the Knights, kind of desperate to keep the ball as far away as they can from their own goal. Long chase at the moment, plays it all the way back to Vishal Dubey. His goal kick, his kick downtown wouldn't matter. And again, another stoppage in play. Someone from the Knights who's gone down, he'll need some treatment. This has been an enthralling affair to say the least. It's their captain, Pratik, in fact. It's good to see that the opposition goalkeeper has also stepped up. There will be quite a few minutes added on. Williams Koshi just having a word out there. Again, a very eminent referee, kind of a visionary in terms of Indian officials, to be honest. And we resume action again. Moinuddin plays it to the far right. Back to Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv sends in a long cross. Oh, that was a attempt for the Glorious there. An ambitious side volley being attempted, but then defensive interference from the Knights have kept them afloat in this very closely contested encounter. And Moinuddin again back on the ball. Plays it towards the far right, but does well enough. Constant tussle there. And this can be trouble. Dhruv Sharma on the ball. Dhruv Sharma from the right. Looking around for a bit more help there. Can he get that? Trying to create an angle and a bit of space as well. That's going to be a corner kick. Good defending there. There was Kuldeep Thakur at the receiving end of it. But Dhruv Sharma, he's just been brilliant tonight. And he continues to keep on doing what he's so good at, keep on creating those chances. Those two wings have been the most promising area for Saurashtra Spartans, and it's their captain again. He whips in the cross there, even though that's a long cross. And that's gone out of play. Took a deflection, which means another corner for the Spartans. Curls that in! Danger! Moinuddin still keeps the ball in play. Back with Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv plays it to the far left. At the moment though, the Knights have recaptured possession. And Knights have a lot of space ahead of them. It can be very well a 2v1 situation. A slightly emasculated pass. Danger's not over. Here comes the shot, and what a stunning strike! That is brilliantly done by the substitute Vishesh Pandey. He's put the game to bed for the Karnavati Knights. Matching his partner with pace, creating that space with that lovely first touch. And then he speared one into the top netting as the Karnavati Knights have sealed the fate of this fixture incredibly well. Got a feel for the Saurashtra Spartans. We've tried and they've tried and hard enough. They've tried to exploit the numerical superiority, but there's not much that they could have done. And they still get that all-important second goal here Can they keep the game alive till the final whistle? It looks highly unlikely. What a thrilling game of football have we witnessed. Another long release there. And it will be no trouble whatsoever for Vishal Dubey. He can take his time now, he can adjust. He'll eventually collect that. Rolled away still now. 90 minutes are over. We'll have to wait and watch how many more minutes are being added on. Possibly 6 to 7 minutes. There have been a couple of stoppages, including the water break. That's another fine run. If the Karnavati Knights can make it count, a possible shot, but again, he didn't have much angle there. Kind of went into a pretty acute zone there. Back with the Spartans again. That's the confirmation of the scoreline. Karnavati Knights 3, Saurashtra Spartans 1. They have found the goals through the likes of their captain Pratik, Ram Singh Bhairatwa and Vishesh Pandey. 8 minutes have been added on, so yeah, that's quite an elongated bout of play. Just a minute have been played out. So yes, it's a long way from the finish line. So there can still very much be a twist in the play. You never know, you just have to keep your eyes open. Another long ball. And the Knights have a bit of space ahead of them. The Knights coming in from the right. Can be a goal scoring chance again. And if it gets into the back of the net, this is going to be quite a statement for the Karnavati Knights. They're playing with a man down, but it looks like it's their opposition who needs a man more in their arsenal despite having all 12 men on the field. And now the Knights from the right. Another potential cross maybe. Here comes the cross. Danger's not over. Danger's not over. Pratik on the ball. Every time Pratik's held it. Oh, he was targeting one for the far post. Oh, wow. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. The way the Knights are throwing themselves at the Spartans right now. I mean, and that too with a man down. That is so good to watch. And now the Spartans from the right. It's a skipper. Plays it to the central channel. Back to their captain Moinuddin. Moinuddin to Dhruv Sharma. Dhruv has been active enough. Dhruv has been good enough. Being good without execution doesn't count. There's another long ranger, but that never really looked like being on target. Once again, a closer look at the goal. Vishesh Pandey. That second touch, that was so good. That was so brilliant. And the finish. An absolute bombshell of a finish there from Vishal. No chance for Nikhil Deka. Picture perfect should be an understatement. Look at the dugout of the Karnavati Knights. They are loving it. Again, a bit of hold up. Say Joseph Hauke. He had a bit of injury trouble. Still 5 minutes to go. Minutes rather, and it goes out of play as well. Now it's all about taking away those crucial seconds. Another lovely cross onto the far right. An opportunity in the making. Good twist and turn there. Is there again a leg twist are we witnessing? Is that in the making? Onto the far right, Dhruv Sharma. And Dhruv Sharma make it count, comes in with the cross, and that has taken a staunch defensive maneuver before the ball eventually went out. Another corner. Some late troubles right now on the horizon. An opportunity again. Rudra Chetri with the corner. Sends it, a good one. That could have been, or that could have been a possible Olympico as well. It took on a long curve, and now another fine run, another chance. Pratik Swami, the captain, wanted to set that up, could have done better, yet no pressure. Wanted to go forward with the knuckleball technique. The knuckleball technique at times can be wondrous and at times can be disastrous. Most of the occasions it's disastrous because it's one of the toughest things to play. But then again, we have seen time and time again icons of the sport making it happen. One particular name who plays the knuckleball so effortlessly and does this to perfection in world football, that is of the captain of Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes. And he's just a maestro of playing that knuckleball. This though is going to be a throw-in for the Karnavati Knights. They are taking it rightly slow enough. No rush. There's an opportunity, and that goes out of play again. So goal kick for the Spartans. It's not all yet over. The Spartans still hoping to find a goal at the moment. It's been a while since that second goal was scored. And a substitution as well happening for the Karnavati Knights. Daniel is going to come out in the center. I reckon 2 more minutes of play and we are good to go. Daniel steps up. Throw in at the moment for the Spartans. And this man, he will be delighted, Dharmesh Patel. Why not? Your team plays such quality football. It's incredible to watch. A long throw in, but intercepted by the Spartans. By the Knights, in fact. And now the Spartans have a bit of space ahead of them. A lovely lateral pass. Wanted to release it forward. They keep the possession. Sunil Singh's gone out. Daniel has come in. That's the official confirmation of the substitution here. Another fine delivery. Knocking on the doors, onto the far right. Possible cross in the making, is it? Still looking for space there, Tathagat. That's into the box there, opportunity! But it goes begging. Not the easiest of chances because he was kind of caught midway, to be honest. Look at this kind of, he had to take one on the go itself, Zidane Momin. That's one of the most difficult chances you would see. We are almost done and dusted. Final minute of play unfurling ahead of us. It's just a matter of seconds before William Koshi blows the final whistle. It's a free kick though in favour of the Knights. It's a throw in. It's a quicker one. And the Knights still planning for retribution, is it? More goals maybe? They've taken the red card a bit too seriously. They've taken it personally. The Spartans though kind of switched off in the second half. Now on to the far right, Dhruv Sharma still on the ball. Dhruv Sharma storming into the box. Opportunity, the goalkeeper making a hash of affairs. It is not over and the ball still doesn't go in. Has it gone in now though? Yes it has. Or is it? No, the goalkeeper's pulled up the save. Oh my word, what drama. What crazy drama that was. Absolutely sensational. Though the Knights can score at the other end. Taking the chance, but that's one out of play. This is exhilarating footballing action. Almost An universe of opportunities there for the Spartans, and they fail to get into the back of the net. What a glorious chance, and it goes begging. Possibly in the final minute of action. Is there still some time? A release forward. They'll have to get the ball back in the field of play. Here comes the cross. A timely intervention. Even though the Spartans still keep on coming. Possible long ranger is it? Wanted to release it forward, but well intercepted. And that should be that. Vishal Dubey will thank the skies. The fans of the Karnavati Knights will be delighted with an emphatic display of domination. They clinch the bragging rights of the game by 3 goals to 1. But what an enthralling encounter this was as we move on to the second day, or as we finish the second day of Gujarat Super League. Absolutely electric stuff from both the teams, and it's a treat for any footballing fans. Post-match presentation, of course. Quickly let you know who's the one who's going to be awarded the player of the match for today. But this was an evening. This is what football is all about. That's the final scoreline. Karnavati Knights 3, Saurashtra Spartans 1. Pratik, Ram Singh Bhai and Vishesh found the back of the net for the Knights, and Moinuddin was the solitary one who screamed, or rather who blasted a world-class strike for the Spartans. Well, the player of the match was the captain of Karnavati Knights, Mr. Prateek Swami. He scored that opening goal and was mighty close in scoring the second as well. Was denied by the woodwork. An incredible display under the pump, leading his team from the very front. That's just the beginning for this young gun. It's a long way for him to go. Well, a check cash prize of 5,000 rupees, of course, big amount, why not? And for everyone watching, this is one particular moment that he will remember for a lifetime. Thank you everyone for joining in. This was another incredible evening in the Gujarat Super League. We'll be returning with another clash day after tomorrow, so do not forget to join in. Games are coming live to you on the official YouTube channel of Sportscast India and FIFA Plus. So thank you for joining in. Thank you for watching this game. We'll be back shortly. Good night everyone and take care.
Was that win?
It's very difficult. This is my first match. Now for comeback. Always first match is very important. And I think we win. We get the 3 points.
What do you think can be improved in the next game from this performance?
We have to improve in some of the midfield zone. We work on that.
Even with 10 men, your team finished the game very strongly. Are you proud of your players?
Yeah, I'm proud of my players. They show very good character, attitude in the match.
Thank you, coach, and good luck for the next match.
The next match is between GSF officials and
Mic test. Mic test.